people, old people, and I hate to see them having canes or in wheelchair. I do exercise class, and I always help people to get rid of the chairs. So I hate canes and I hate chairs. And I go and I say, Don, and I just want to cheat him. And I take the cane and I said, is this cane from India? I just want to take it away from him, and I want him to walk without it. And I said, man, I just want you to walk. He said, I can. This is, you know, he just come full of joy, optimist. Talk to, I'm no more stranger now, but I will. Yeah. And he just, you know, he came and talked to me. Have a nice talk, nice chat. And I was really, before I saw this announcement, that I was thinking of this guy when he's come, you know.
He did go to Florida. That was back in November. That was around November. October, November.
I think you just mentioned the date, and I want to remind you, all of us, the days goes very quick by, and life is too short.
It is short.
So,
but when he went to Florida on this picture here that I sent in, he had a very good friend in Florida, and you know, Don would never tell you this, but I'll tell you. 30 years ago, my brother was working, and he met this young black man, 20 years old, lifeguard. Now this young black man, wonderful, his name is Mark. Maybe you haven't met him, I don't know. But Mark had been a foster child, had no parents. And Mark, when you get to be 18 as a foster child, then the parents send you up. You know, you're 18, you're on your own. So here's Mark, 18 years old, on his own, no house, no roof over his head, no way to earn money, no way to live. Dawn found him living in abandoned cars and an abandoned apartment. And Dawn took him and gave him an apartment, a roof over his head, food, so on and so on. And then Dawn educated him. Dawn paid for his education to be an EMT. So that young black man, Mark, who came to our house many times with Dawn got him a job. This is over 30 years now, over 30 years. Got him a job, you know, looked out for him. Just, we say adopted, but not legally adopted, but adopted him like his own son. And actually, Mark calls Dawn uncle, you know, and Mark is the nephew. So in the obituary, you might have read, it had said, and also he leaves behind his nephew, Mark Peterson, Tina, and little Mark, because the Mark married, and he has a little baby. So Mark that he rescued, the Mark he rescued, is in Florida. So Dawn had gone down to Florida to see Mark, and on one of these pictures it shows Dawn with the baby, who is Mark's baby.
He's a grandson's.
God, that's it. That's right. You see, so people really don't know. Dawn would give you his life if he had to.
I would know. I didn't see him long, you know, but I would know, and I would tell you.
He's a modest. It shows the modest. A story really demonstrates his modesty. You know, humble. Yes.
Oh, Mark was devastated when he heard that Dawn passed away, because Mark had no one. He has no one except Dawn, you know. But he had, you know, his memories of Dawn and.
He has us now.
But and of course, you know, and I mean, you people are just so wonderful that what I did at Dawn's burial is I shared the letter from Mark, because Mark could not leave his baby son. His baby son has Down syndrome. He has Down syndrome. And Mark is the caretaker because the wife works. So Mark could not leave his baby son. But Down syndrome to come, and he was so devastated. He sent me an email, a letter to Don's family and friends and relatives, and he explained in this letter how much he loved Don and what Don did for him. And I read that at Don's burial in the cemetery. Now, I would love to email that. I mean, if you would like to read it, I mean, I certainly don't want to put anything on you, you know, that isn't appropriate for you, because after all, you know, you have your own lives too. But you might, if you would be interested, I could send it to you, Jerry, and Margaret, you know, the emails that I have, and also, you know, and maybe you could distribute it if anyone's interested in it. Yeah. You're more than welcome. I could have brought it with me. I didn't think of it.
Excuse me, I gotta say one more thing.
Sure.
I'll shut up. When I was telling about...
may I just say, thank you. You're not a stranger, and I know Don, you've got your name in his book. Everybody's name is in his book, so you're a special person. Thank you for sharing.
I just want to say one last thing. I talked about when I worked with me and my friend, we was helping out some friend we didn't even know help someone move in the neighborhood. I mentioned the humility, but I wanted to mention the humbleness and everything else. But since you mentioned it now, I just want to say, when I worked with them for a few hours, it wasn't just a humility, his generosity, his selflessness. It was his humbleness and everything you mentioned just now. Everything permitted, whatever the word is. Everything he did, he was there, he was truthful, he was there.
He was honest.
I mean, everything would cut through him.
You're right.
He would be right there to help someone else. Thank you.
Was you?
And it was on the overtime bus. It seems to be how I meet a lot of people that live in this neighborhood. It's on 55. It is a good bus. He had just come back from an art gallery and had a book with him. Oh. And I'm an art student. Oh. So we started talking about the classics. Norman Rockwell, you know, some of the earlier 18th century artists. He mentioned to me his garden. I just moved here, so I didn't know anything about what went on here. So he said, yeah, you should take application in, garden. You know, and I was like, I have a tendency to kill plants, not. And he said, don't worry, I'll help you with it. And so he was always so very open, you know. I never felt shut off from anything. And since then, him and I would do trips to different galleries.
Oh, really?
Yep.
What is your name?
My name is Brenda Silver.
Brenda Silver. Oh,
yes.
okay, Brenda. Oh.
Yeah, so we would do some trips, and we would do once in a while like the open free nights at the MFA.
Oh, that's
and,
great.
You know, he taught me a lot
I'm so glad.
about the arts, and I don't know. I guess it's really strange. I don't feel sadness right now. Yeah. If anything, I'm full of joy because I know he's with the Lord.
Yes.
And I feel that he is looking down, wishing he was here, having some wine with us. You know?
Oh yeah,
so.
That's right. His spirit is here with us.
Yeah,
that's for sure.
So that's
one more thing I want to mention is that Don had a great vision.
Yeah.
And that showed in the way he lived and in the way he died. I knew he was in a lot of pain. He'd come by my house often and we'd sit and talk. But I never heard him complain.
No.
I really knew that he was hurting. He was in a lot of pain.
Yeah, he was.
But he always held his head high.
He did. You're
never
right.
complained.
Yeah.
And I don't know if we could all do that in the same situation.
I know. I don't think I could, honestly. No. I just had learned that he was on morphine for over a year. 24 hours a day.
I didn't know it was that long.
I didn't know that either, but I